Okay, folks, I have 1:30, so I'm going to call this meeting to order. Let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
It's raining like crazy.
Okay, proof of notice. Kim.
Notice of the meeting was posted on the bulletin board 48 hours prior to the meeting.
Okay. Proof of quorum. We have 6 board members present, and we will have the 7 board members limit again a little bit, a few minutes by speakerphone. We have technically 7 board members present. President's remarks.
I really don't have a lot new, but as I've said this in other venues, but the main thing I just want to mention again is that we are still in the process of working on the amenities analysis. I expect that the consultants will be presenting their report at the board workshop sometime next month. And then I anticipate, although I have Candace, my colleague, that we will probably have at least 1 or 2 additional workshops after the consultants present their report. The second the second workshop would involve resident input, so that you can convey to the board and management what your views are with respect to the report. And then the third workshop, which could be combined with the second, we'll kind of take a look and see where we fit, and that third thing would be an actual board discussion, which would take into account the report and resident comments, so that we could discuss that, and then that would be followed by actually adopting any changes as appropriate at a subsequent board meeting. I don't know whether that will take place in September. We'll have to kind of see how the plane goes. I don't want to overwhelm everybody with more meetings than we need, but this is going to be an important scenario in the history and the future of Heritage Pines, so we want to make sure that we have, that we consider everything appropriately, get all the resident input. I would also anticipate that we will invite resident input by some means like email or something like that, which also in turn could be passed out to the board if somebody doesn't want to or can't come to the meeting. Somebody may be still up north and would like to comment on something. I'm not sure how we're going to get word out about the thing. We're primarily going to probably rely on the consultant's report to get information out to the residents. So anyway, more about that later. As you can see, there's just a lot going on around the clubhouse. I think the pace is going to pick up, but I won't steal Bill's thunder, so that's all I have. And Bill, anything you want to say? Bill?
Yes. 4 things I'm going to discuss. First is your treasurer, Kevin Crystal, and I, and the management team worked on reforecasting 2010. The budget, it looks good for the end of the year, barring anything like a hurricane or something that could interrupt operations on that level. We also are working on the 2011 budget. Management started that almost 30 days ago. We've got a detailed line by line 2011 budget working now, and it's going to the treasurer next week. After Kevin and I go through it, then he and I will take it to the finance committee for any recommendations, and then from there it'll come to the board. We anticipate the October board meeting bringing the budget to the board for a vote. It could go as late as November. Legally, we're required to have it no later than November. Construction update, I think that's pretty obvious what's going on. The framing crews are here for the first day today. As you can see, the fitness center sliding doors are gone. They're going to frame that out starting this afternoon. The restaurant wall is being framed out. Also, the exterior where the new bar is going to go is being framed out. So it's going to give you a lot better indication of what this is going to look like when we finish. The permitting is still a problem. Pasco is still, the latest they're asking us to put in 4 additional bathrooms for 10 seats. So we're trying to work through that. Pool closure, I just want to remind everybody that the pool will be closed on the 7th of September for approximately 3 weeks. I'm getting a couple comments why we didn't close it this summer. we had intended, but based on the fact that a lot of people have their children and grandchildren here in the summer, it made no sense, so we decided to do it after Labor Day. The reason we're not waiting until the winter months is we want to have that project done, completely done, in line with the interior project by October 2nd, and then the plan is to start in January with the exterior modification. There has been one change that's coming to the board. I'm not sure if we're going to have a special board meeting or if we can wait until September. We are going to have to do the windows in the lobby. We had a rainstorm a week and a half ago, and it was a driving rain on the back windows, and it was leaking through and coming down the new paint on the interior wall. So we can't jeopardize all this money we're spending on the interior. We knew the windows were bad, and we felt like they'd last until January. So the reserve committee is preparing that. We're getting a bid from the construction company. We are going to move that project up. So I'll be coming to the board, first to reserve, and then to the board with the lobby window project as soon as we get it through reserve. Other than that, Neil, that's all I have.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Financial report, Kevin.
Thanks, Neil. Through July for this year, year to date, we're about 150 some odd $1,000 better than budget. And as I've mentioned a number of times in the past, what we're experiencing is that our revenue seems to be pretty consistently below budget, and we're making up for that by consistently spending money that's under budget. I also wanted to point out that in the future now, with all this money we're spending on construction, we'll probably have two separate reports. One will be our normal operating results, and then we'll report on how much money we're spending on the capital with this expansion and construction projects. The anticipation is that our cash balance, which we started this year at close to $500,000, will probably, I shouldn't say probably, will go down as a result of the money we're spending on the construction. And the game plan, as Bill mentioned, as we're talking about the 2011 budget, is to put together a plan as to how we'll replenish the cash that we're going to use up for this year on the construction project. So that's the story, I guess, for the next few months. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear us, Linda?
Yes, I can, thank you.
Okay. Okay, there is no unfinished, approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the June 28, 2010 board meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion, changes, comments? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries unanimously. New business, item number 1, approve capital funds for the project management to reimburse the reserve funds in the sum of $9,151. Bill?
Hey, can I break in for a minute? I want to issue a disclaimer first before we proceed.
Go ahead.
First, this is an updated picture. This was Monday's resident forum as opposed to a previous board meeting. Okay. Just so everyone is aware, the meeting is being taped. We're posting on YouTube. So if there's anybody in the audience who wants to speak up, please use a microphone. There's some problems Monday people here in the audience because the microphones weren't used.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I don't have And the reason I post them on YouTube is to provide media for widest distribution, no cost association. So you give everybody, even those off-site, accessibility to what's taking place at the meetings. And it's a convenient format for viewing. You can do it at your own convenience. You don't have to come up here and get a copy of the DVD. Even a caveman can do it. And last, and this is important, it's not intended to discourage attendance or participation. Okay. I've gotten some comments about when people would be adverse to coming up and talking or attending the meeting because of the possibility of there being on